Hey everyone, in this video we will be discussing two integrative illustrations in application sa lahat ng topics na na-discuss na natin before related to compensation income. And for our reference as always ay ang aklat ni Sir Rex B. Banggawan, CPA MBA. Yung book ay Income Taxation, Laws, Principles, and Application. Okay, so eto na yung first illustration natin. A government rank and file employee had the following summary of his compensation and benefits in 2023. Gross compensation income 1,044,000 pesos, less the employee payroll deductions, employee contribution to GSIS, PHIC HDMF 80,000, and the employee deduction for withholding tax 64,000. So the total employee payroll deductions here is 144,000 pesos. And then the net regular payroll after deducting the employee payroll deductions is now 900,000 pesos. And then here in the illustration, they add the rata, representation and transportation allowance, which is 18,000. Pera, 24,000. Christmas bonus, 87,000. Uniform allowance of 12,000. Christmas gift of 5,000. And then honorary, 15,000. So the total compensation is 1,061,000 pesos. At ang tanong dito is kung magkano ba yung taxable income. Okay, so eto yung gagawin natin. Wait lang. Okay. Ito yung gagawin natin. So, we have here a table. And then, yung table is divided into different categories. Meron de minimis, non-taxable, other benefits, and taxable benefits. Tapos, puntahan natin yung given data ng problem. And then, we're going to uh, identify each given item, whether ito ba ay isang de minimis, non-taxable, other benefits, or taxable benefits. Tapos, lagay natin dito sa table. Okay, first we have the regular compensation. The amount of which is 1,444,000 pesos. So, saang category ba siya pwedeng ma-fall under? Ito ba ay de minimis, non-taxable, other benefits, o kaya taxable benefits? So, large part of this amount actually is a taxable benefit. Large part only. I'm not saying all kasi hindi yung buong 1,044,000 pesos ang taxable because the 80,000 pesos, yung 80,000 pesos is part of the non-taxable benefit, which is etong employee contribution to GSIS, PHIC, HDMF, 80,000 pesos. Again, this one is non-taxable. So 1,044,000 minus 80,000. So therefore, the taxable benefit is 964,000 pesos. Now, for the 80,000 pesos, which is the employee share or contribution to GSIS, PHIC, HDMF, no, as we had discussed previously, ito ay mga mandatory deductions. And these mandatory deductions will form part of the non-taxable compensation. So therefore, ilalagay natin siya dito sa non-taxable column. Now, how about the 64,000 pesos? Yung employee deduction for withholding tax. Baka curious kayo why it is not deducted from the gross income to get the taxable income. So, bakit nga ba? Now, remember class, na yung withholding tax ay advance payment ng income tax ng empleyado and hindi siya deduction para makuha yung taxable income. Again, yung employee deduction for withholding tax na 64,000, hindi siya pwedeng i-less doon sa gross compensation income to get the taxable benefit. X yun. That's not correct. Now, let's proceed to the rata. Okay. Representation and transportation allowance of 18,000 pesos. So, ano ba yung rata? So, ang rata class, So, ang rata class ay isang allowance na binibigay sa government employee para matulungan silang magampanan yung kanilang official duties. Pwedeng gamitin siya para sa expenses kapag nagre-represent siya ng office during the meeting or anything like, uh, for example, pang-travel niya sa trabaho. So, hindi ito income ni employee. Ito ay pang-cover lamang ng work-related expenses. And as I said earlier, and as I said earlier, ito ay parang matulungan yung mga employees na magampanan yung kanilang official duty. So, ito ay isang non-taxable benefit since ito ay isang benefit na kailangan para magampanan ni employee yung kanyang trabaho at it could also be a benefit para sa convenient ni employer. So again, this rata or representation and transportation allowance of 18,000 non. So again, etong rata or representation and transportation allowance of 18,000 pesos is non-taxable. Next, we have the PERA, the Personal Economic Relief Allowance of 24,000 pesos. Ito, we had discussed this before and it's expressly stated na yung pera is not included in gross income subject to tax under Section 32B of the NIRC. And so, with that being said, yung pera na 24,000 pesos is not taxable. Next, we have the Christmas bonus of 87,000 pesos. Okay. So, review natin how is Christmas bonus treated sa taxation. So, we have here. So, tandaan, we are computing for the taxable income of a government rank and file employee dito sa illustration. So, eto siya. For the government employees, Christmas bonus is treated as part of the 13th month pay and other benefits, which merong threshold na 90,000 pesos. So, yung 87,000 pesos Christmas bonus is under the other benefits column. So, again this will be subject to the 90,000 pesos threshold. So, we're going to see it kasi meron pang mga ibang items na related to other benefits dito. So, tapusin natin muna. So, next we have the uniform allowance of 12,000 pesos. So, yung uniform allowance class, it's a de minimis benefit. Pero up to 6,000 pesos only. So, may ceiling yan. So, clothing allowance is a de minimis benefit, but to be non-taxable, dapat hindi siya lalagpas ng 6,000 pesos. So, yung 6,000 lang dito, yun yung non-taxable. That refers to the portion of the clothing allowance within the ceiling limit of a de minimis benefit. Now, no? Sa illustration, yung natanggap niya 12,000, tapos yung non-taxable, kasi yung ceiling ng de minimis benefit to be non-taxable is only 6,000. So, meron tayong tinatawag na excess de minimis benefit. So, yung tanong ngayon is, how is the excess de minimis be treated? So, ito ay magiging part ng other French benefit. Now, another question, paano naman yung tax treatment ng other French benefit? So, it actually depends on the type of the employee. If the employee is a rank and file employee or a managerial or supervisory employee. Kapag yung empleyado ay rank and file, it will be treated as part of the other benefits under the 13th month pay and other benefits, and that is subject to the 90,000 pesos threshold. Pero if yung employee naman ay isang managerial or supervisory employee, then it will be treated as other French benefits subject to the French benefit tax. So, sa illustration natin, yung employee dito is a government rank and file. So, yung excess de minimis of 6,000 pesos will be treated as part of the 13th month pay and other benefits subject to the 90,000 pesos threshold. Kaya ayan, yung 6,000 pesos na excess de minimis benefit, nilagay natin dito sa other benefits column. Ito siya. Ayan. Now, let's proceed. Dito na tayo sa, saan na tayo? Christmas gift na 5,000 pesos. So, for a government employee, like here sa illustration, yung Christmas gift is treated as part of the 13th month pay and other benefits. And lastly, we have honoraria of 15,000 pesos. Yung honoraria class, if you think about it, it's still an income kasi it is given in consideration of a certain service or services. Like for example, speakership o kaya membership ng Bids and Awards Committee, for example. Kasi may mga agencies na nagbibigay ng honoraria sa kanilang mga back members. So in that sense, honoraria is still an income. And 'di ba, lahat ng income ay taxable unless it is specifically exempt sa NIRC or any legal laws. So therefore, honoraria here is taxable. So lagay natin yan. Now, let's total. Magkano ba yung mga total natin per column. So, for de minimis column, we only have 12,000 pesos. Tapos, for the non-taxable column, we have 80,000 plus 18,000 plus 24,000 plus 6,000. That is equal to 128,000. And then, for other benefits, we have 87 plus 6 plus 5, that's 98,000 pesos. Yung taxable benefits, we left it open kasi may ilalagay pa tayo dyan later on. And then, tingnan nyo, the other benefits here amounted to 98,000 pesos. Pero 'di ba, we have this, kanina ko pa 'to mini-mention na may threshold na 90,000 pesos. So yung 90,000 pesos threshold, it's going to be non-taxable. So ayan, this is the 90,000 I'm saying. Again, under the other benefits, may ceiling yan na 90,000 pesos. To 90,000 pesos, it will be non-taxable. So, lagay siya natin dito. So, the difference now between 98,000 and 90,000 is 8,000. So, yun yung remaining balance ng other benefits. And then for the non-taxable, magiging 218,000 na siya. That's 128,000 kanina plus dinagdag natin yung 90,000 pesos threshold kasi nga it's non-taxable. So that makes up the 218,000. Now, etong 8,000, ang mangyayari nito kasi ito yung excess from the 90,000 threshold, mapupunta siya sa taxable benefits. Ayan. So, idadagdag natin siya. Kaya sinabi ko kanina, we left the taxable benefit column open kasi may idadagdag tayo. And ito yung ibig sabihin kung idadagdag natin. Yung excess ng 90,000 pesos threshold. Ayan. So, the new total taxable benefits is now 987,000 pesos. So, yun yung taxable compensation income natin. Now let us proceed to the second illustration. So a private employee derived the following remunerations and benefits in 2023. Basic compensation net of 32,000 pesos SSS, PHIC, PhilHealth, HTMF union dues, and 35,000 withholding tax, 533,000 pesos. Overtime pay, 21,000. Vacation expenses of the employee paid by the employer, 24,000. COLA, 12,000. Pre-computed daily transportation allowance, 16,000. Rice subsidy, 31,200. 13th month pay, 50,000. Monetized unused leave credit, 18,000. Uniform allowance, 9,000. The total compensation income in the illustration is 714,200. Yung tanong dito ay how much is the taxable income for a rank and file employee, tapos magkano din yung taxable income para sa isang managerial or supervisory employee. So, unahin natin yung sa rank and file employee. So, the first data given is etong basic compensation. So, as you've noticed, niless yung 32,000 pesos na mandatory contributions na employee to SSS, PHIC, PhilHealth, HDMF, and union dues, which is okay. Okay lang siya na ni-less kasi total naman, this is a mandatory contribution employee and this is non-taxable. However, etong 35,000 pesos withholding tax, it shouldn't be deducted from the basic compensation. So, dapat i-add back natin siya. So, for the basic compensation here, it should be 568,000. It's the 533,000 pesos plus the 35,000 pesos na withholding tax. Kasi as I said, yung 32,000, it's non-taxable. Yung 35,000 naman, hindi siya pwedeng i-less. So, kailangan nating i-add back to get the basic compensation income. Next, we have the overtime pay of 21,000 pesos. So, yung overtime pay, it's an income, no? And, di ba lahat ng income, it should be taxable unless ito ay exempt. So, yung overtime pay dito, it's taxable. Ayan, 21,000. Next, we have vacation expenses of the employee paid by the employer, 24,000 pesos. So, this is a French benefit. And since the employee here is a rank and file employee, so yung French benefit niya is going to be treated as part of other benefits under the 13th month pay and other benefits. So, i-separate natin siya dito sa computation. Ayan, dito natin siya nilagay sa baba. Then we have the cost of living allowance, 12,000 pesos. This is also a supplementary taxable income for the employee kasi meron siyang personal benefit dito. So, this is again taxable. Ayan, 12,000 pesos. And then, we have pre-computed transportation allowance. Ito. Pre-computed daily transportation allowance, 16,000 pesos. This is non-taxable kasi this is an allowance given to the employee which is necessary para sa trabaho niya. Like, ang travel niya araw-araw. So, it's important. It's necessary to trade or business. And it's also for the convenience na rin para sa employer. So, it's non-taxable. Then we have rice subsidy, 31,200. So, yung rice subsidy, it's a de minimis benefit. Alam natin yon, di ba? Pero that is only up to 2,000 pesos per month. So, 2,000 pesos per month, multiply natin ng 12 months, it's only 24,000. Yeah. Tapos, magkano ba yung binigay dito magkano ba binigay sa employee? We have 31,200. Tapos yung ceiling is only 24,000 a year. So yung difference niya is going to be treated as other French benefits. Ayan. And since the employee is a rank and file employee, so therefore it will be treated as part of the 13th month pay and other benefits. Magkano? Yung difference lang. That's 31,200 minus 24,000. Ayan. We have 7,200 pesos. Next, we have 13th month pay, 50,000 pesos. This, of course, is part of the 13th month pay and other benefits. Klaro yun, ha? Ayan, 50,000. Next, we have the monetized and used leave credit, 18,000 pesos. So, yung 18,000, meron siyang 10 na vacation leave at 8 na sick leave. So, if you're going to divide this 18,000 by 18, we have 1,000 per day. Yun yung sweldo niya per day, 1,000 pesos. So, in the list of the de minimis benefits para sa mga private employee, only the monetized unused vacation leave credits lang yung non-taxable pero provided it does not exceed 10 days during the year. So here, kasi magkano ba yung monetized unused leave credit? For vacation leave, we have 10 days. So it's okay, it's non-taxable. Pero as to the sick leave, kasi, di ba klaro naman dito sa list ng de minimis benefits, eto, ang tinutukoy ko eto ha, dito sa list, ito ay nasa kinuha ko galing sa listahan ng de minimis benefit. Walang sinabi dito na sick leave, only vacation leave lang para sa private employees. So therefore, itong 8 days na sick leave, this will be taxable. So that's 8 times 1,000, that is equal to 8,000 pesos. But of course, do not forget, huwag kayong malilito. The 8,000 pesos or the monetized sick leave, it will be categorized under the 13th month pay and other benefits. All right. Then we have uniform allowance, 9,000 pesos. So uniform allowance, it's a de minimis benefit pero may ceiling siya which is 6,000 pesos. So the excess will be taxable. No, it will be treated as other French benefit. Tapos, for a rank and file employee, ilalagay siya dito sa 13th month pay and other benefits. So, uniform allowance, you have 9,000 less the ceiling of 6,000 pesos. So, that is 3,000 pesos. So, the total 13th month pay and other benefits is 92,200. And huwag kalimutan, meron itong threshold na 90,000 pesos. So, yung 90,000 pesos, again, this is a threshold na non-taxable. So, yung excess from the threshold, so 92,200 less than 90,000, it's going to be taxable. We call that taxable 13th month pay and other benefits. Tapos, idadagdag natin siya dun sa taxable compensation. Ayan, ito siya. Ayun, 2,200. So the taxable compensation income for the rank and file employee in this illustration is 603,200 pesos. Now let's proceed to the case number 2 or second case. So dito aalamin natin kung magkano yung taxable income ng isang managerial or supervisory employee. You're still using the same data as case number 1, ha? So, same data pa rin. Okay, let's start. So, the first data given, eto, 533,000 pesos basic compensation. Pero dito, niless yung 32,000 na mandatory contribution employee at yung withholding tax na 35,000 pesos. So, wala tayong problema with the mandatory contribution amounting to 32,000 pesos na niless kasi yung hinahanap naman natin dito is the taxable income. And since this 32,000 na mandatory contribution, it's not taxable in the first place, so okay lang natanggalin natin. However, itong 35,000 na withholding tax, this shouldn't be deducted from the basic compensation. So, kailangan nating i-add back. So, yung basic compensation is or should be 568,000. So that's 533,000 and then in-add back natin yung withholding tax na 35,000. Then we have overtime pay 21,000. So overtime pay is still an income on the part of the employee and 'di ba lahat ng income ay taxable unless ito ay expressly exempt from tax. So again, overtime pay is taxable. Next, we have vacation expenses of the employee paid by the employer, 24,000 pesos. So, this is a French benefit, no? Kung ang employee nito ay isang, tawag nito, if the employee here is a rank and file employee, kung natatandaan mo, or nyo, kung anong yung ginawa natin kanina, this one is treated as part of the 13th month pay and other benefits which is subject to the threshold of 90,000 pesos. Pero kasi dito sa second case, yung employee natin is a supervisory or managerial employee. So it's different now. Yung vacation expense na binayaran ni employer is going to be subject to French benefit tax. Then we have cost of living allowance, called 12,000 pesos. So in the sense, in a sense, this is still an income on the part of the employee kasi meron siya personal benefit nito. So, it's part of the taxable income, yung COLA, 12,000. Next, pre-computed daily transportation allowance, 16,000. This one is non-taxable. Why? Because yung transportation dito is necessary or kailangan for the practice of the profession or for the business. And in a way, convenient na din ito in the part of the employer. So, this one is non-taxable. Then we have rice subsidy, 31,200. So, yung rice subsidy, this could be a de minimis benefit until 2,000 pesos per month. So, may ceiling kasi yung de minimis benefit sa rice subsidy. And the ceiling is again 2,000 pesos per month. So, 2,000 pesos multiplied by 12 months, that is equal to 24,000. Tapos yung binigay sa employee dito is 31,200. So, merong excess na 7,200. So, ano ba yung magiging treatment ng excess? It's going to be part of the other French benefits. And since the employee here is a supervisory or managerial employee, so this excess de minimis is going to be treated as a French benefit and it will be subject to the French benefit tax. Then we have 13th month pay, 50,000 rather. The threshold for the 13th month pay is 90,000 pesos. And yung natanggap ni employee dito is only 50,000. So, pasok siya. So, therefore, this one is non-taxable. Kasi pasok siya sa non-taxable exclusion threshold na 90,000 pesos. Then, we have monetized unused leave credit. 10 vacation leave and 8 sick leave, that is equal to 18,000. So, 18,000 divided by 18, it's 1,000. So, yung sahod ni employee per day ay 1,000. And then, we have here the list of the minimis benefits. Tapos, tingnan natin na I want you to focus dito sa number 1 kasi this one talks about private employee. So, dito sa item number 1, yung binabanggit lang dito is the vacation leave credits. Yung monetized and used vacation leave credits of a private employee it's not taxable unless it does not exceed 10 days during the year. So, therefore, yung 10 na monetized and used leave credit na 10 vacation leave again, yung 10 vacation leave, this one is non-taxable. However, yung 8 na monetized and used sick leave, this is taxable. This will be treated as a French benefit or, other French benefit kasi wala siya sa listahan ng de minimis benefits. Wala siya dito sa listahan. Ito yung sinasabi ko. And since the employee here is a managerial or supervisory employee, so therefore it will be treated as a French benefit and this will be subject to the French benefit tax. Then we have uniform allowance, 9,000 pesos. So this one is a de minimis benefit pero up to 6,000 pesos only. So yung excess is going to be treated as other French benefit, yung 3,000 pesos. And since the employee here is since our employee here is a supervisory or a managerial employee, so therefore, itong other French benefit dito it will be treated as a French benefit and it will be subject to the French benefit tax. Okay. So, tapos na. So, eto na yung nasa listahan natin. Ito lang yung mga taxable compensation income. So, we have 568, overtime pay na 21,000, and COLA na 12,000. So, the taxable compensation income is only 601,000 pesos. Ayun lang. Thank you. Salamat sa panonood.